Hello and welcome to Spirit Mom. Today at Spirit School, we're going to discuss family curses. I'm sure you've felt at a time or two that perhaps you had one. Well, I'm here to inform you that unfortunately you might, because family curses are actually real. What grandma or great granny did, or great grandma, grandpa did hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, could still be affecting you depending on how potent the curse was. Now, how do these curses come about? Lots of different ways. They could have done their own energetic situation, like a big tragedy could have happened, like it could be an accidental energetic situation or an on purpose witchcraft situation. But either way, it creates sometimes like a living entity that follows the family around for a very long time. It could have happened just a couple generations ago. It could have just been your mom or dad this recent generation. These stains that get on us affect us in various ways. So let's give examples. You're going about your day and something fell on your toe, and then 2 minutes later something else, the broom randomly came down and landed on that same spot on your toe. That is too coincidental, and there's no such thing as a coincidence. So what's up? Let's think. Did I manifest this toe thing? No. Is my, like, we're going with an authentic no. Let's say the answer is truly no. Okay. Is my energy vortex pulling this in? Like, am I in a bad mood? Did I offend somebody else? Do I have my own energetic karma that this would pay off on? No. Let's say all our own energetic things are a no. And sometimes we can't know for sure if it's karma or if it's a family curse. But if you know a repeated pattern of certain things always happening, and you really can't find how that's your karma, like, how is that my karma? It's not necessarily your karma. The Bible even talks about family curses. Like when the first Noah, after the whole flood situation, falls drunk naked on his bed, and one brother comes in and catches him naked, and he goes and gets the other brothers and like, look what dad's doing. Well, when Noah wakes up, he curses that line and says they'll be cursed forever. And apparently they still are. Well, that's just an example of these curses that can happen, and sometimes it's just a big family tragedy that like leaves a ghost in the DNA that needs to be worked out. And what do we do about this? What do we do? Well, what you can try to do to break the curse, because this can also like tie into ancestral trauma, right? Ancestral trauma, if you think about it, is kind of a family curse that's been stuck on the family through trauma alone. So that is a family curse. Plus you have when it's literally done by something, someone, or you sold your soul. Like people did that a lot back then. Back when we didn't have food in grocery stores, people did dark things to just live. And that still affects us today. But it's our job to hopefully get over the family curse. And how do we do this? For one, don't take the bait again. A big thing that you can really see the pattern of family curses in is, unfortunately, molestation. Usually you'll see if one family member was molested, the next one was molested, like grandma was molested, mom was molested, somebody tried to molest you, but you learned from mom and you didn't let that happen. So hopefully now you've broken the family curse. You see this going down and down and down, and one had nothing to do with the other. It's not the same person doing it. And perhaps great-grandma was and great-great-grandma was. Like, these things follow a family. And the other ones are not, because it could be things like accidents and just family fights, divorces. Like, but it doesn't mean you're stuck with the curse. What we do is we stay aware, we stay present, which you should always do. And anyways, you should stay in the now. When you stay in the now, when you utilize things like Jesus, this helps get rid of things clinging to us in our energetic field. We want a clean aura. So living a clean, purposeful life ourselves will help. When that toe had the broom land on it, so that's the second time it was smashed, and it's very painful. You think it might even be broken. What do? Well, for starters, we don't curse the world. Why me? You just say, not today, demons. And just, I guess I'll get a toe cast. And you kind of have to let it go. Forgive whoever is doing that. Whatever entity is following you around doing that. The only cure is forgiveness. Because sage is great. You know, sage, that's kind of like a forgiving herb. That's what it's doing when it releases that darkness. Anything you're going to find, like salt. What's salt doing? It's purifying. Selenite, like we talked about yesterday, the crystal, what's it doing? It's purifying. So we too purify things when we forgive. And that's what Jesus was all about. That's what getting the baptism is all about. You're washing that away. And for a few seconds there, you're perfectly clean. But we go through our lives and we pick things back up, and perhaps those family curses were waiting and they stick back down on us. But we're cleaner now. We're coming from a cleaner place. If we meditate more, we're clearing that up. When we stay in the now, we help clear that up, because the now is a really powerful place for you to be, where you are in control. When we are taking our consciousness and throwing it in the past and throwing it in the future, our body is left unprotected for negative entities and family curses and all that stuff to take advantage of us. But if we stay present in the now, which is what our soul wants, then we are the authority. We are the commander of this vessel, and things are still going to try. It's one of those frustrating things that there might not be any permanent cure of, but you will alleviate it a little bit more for your kids. And then if you teach them the tools, they'll alleviate it a little bit more. And I would hope one day, I'm sure most basic ones will go away. Who knows about super powerful ones, but we have it in us to alleviate it and to get rid of it. Technically, you could get rid of it permanently. Like technically, there's masters out there that can. It's just, are we one of those masters? I'm trying to be realistic here. Because the more you meditate, the more you will become a master. Like I would like to just even be like an adept, which is on the way to being a master. Like a teacher, I'm trying to be on the way to being a master. Like an initiate is your bottom, but an initiate's better than nobody, because people that aren't even trying, they're not even on the spectrum of growth here. Because we want to always be growing, and the more you grow, the more you become your own master. And once you're a master, things like family curses, what's that? That doesn't affect me. You know, that's where we want to go. So just head towards those places, just using all the tools we've already been using. So I don't want to bring this up to discourage anyone, just to bring more things into the light. This is a very real thing. And if you notice patterns in the past from your parents and your grandparents and stuff, it is something that you need to watch out for. Like that is something that's going to try to trip you. But when you're aware that there's a rope down there that's going to trip you, you know to jump over it. So that's really all you have to do, is just be aware and vigilant and self-conscious in a good way, like self-aware, conscious, alive, awake, right? You can do this, people. Let's do a self-inventory and awaken the self to the self and every energetic thing that is happening within us and around us, because it is ours to control. Okay? Goodbye for now, people. Spirit.